Hey everyone, what's up? It's Ventus, and I'm here with Fire Emblem Heroes. So for this video, I'll be doing a commentary on the Navarre Grand Hero Battle. Gonna take a couple of my recordings and just go over it step by step, and potential strategies that you can use on this map to unlock Navarre on Hard and Lunatic. Now, if you want to see the Lunatic version of this without these characters, I'll be using different characters, different strategies. This is my arena team from last week. I just picked the team to steamroll through hard, but on Lunatic there's some actual is there actual strategy? The map is very easy. Let's just put it that way. So if you want to see the Lunatic playthrough, skip ahead a couple minutes. But first of all, let's just get a look at the map. We'll start on hard and take a look at what the characters have to offer. Alright, so starting off, Navarre, Swordmaster. It's not really a Swordmaster in this game. He's a red sword infantry. There we go. He's got the Killing Edge Plus, his trademark weapon, the original emo swordsman with his trademark Killing Edge. It's got Blazing Wind, piece of garbage ability because it has such a long cooldown, Desperation, and Threatened Speed. So if you get near him, he lowers your speed. If his HP goes below 75%, he'll instantly attack 2 times in a row before he can counterattack. So if you look at the map, it's a very standard, annoying structure. You have 2 melee units in the front and 2 ranged units on the side. Let's take a look at their stats. So this is the threatening unit. This is the most threatening unit on the map. The Thief on the top side. He has Death Blow, and I guess that's it. Death Blow and Moonbow are really, really dangerous. His stats are absolute garbage, but this is on hard. You'll see on Lunatic in a bit how dangerous he can be. The Axe guy, he has Death Blow as well. He deals decent damage, but he doesn't outspeed basically anyone. So he's not really that much of a threat. The problem is he has a hammer and he has Ardent Sacrifice. So if you bring in armored units to deal with these guys, then he's going to hammer you down and probably wreck you unless you use like Draug or something. And even if you use Draug, he's going to hurt you really badly. Ardent Sacrifice, even though it doesn't seem that great, is actually really annoying, and it heals up any unit that takes damage. So he becomes a secondary healer while also being a threat to armored units. Something that may be of note is that he has Obstruct. Obstruct makes it so you can't pass this unit when he's at a certain amount of HP. So you can't just make a beeline straight for the back line, take out these two, and then deal with the rest. You probably could actually with certain strategies, but you'd have to go from this side, and you'd have to have some units that can tank up these guys pretty easily and be able to kill them as well. And then next turn, you'd have to kill this guy because he'll end up being in range of you. But I'm not going to go over any of those strategies because I didn't bother with them. This guy, he has a rogue dagger. He's going to attack you, he's going to steal your stats, and debuff you at the same time. He has Armored Blow, which isn't really threatening, but he also has Moonbow, which can be threatening. And on top of that, he has the Bowbreaker ability. This means that he'll always strike twice against bow users, and you're going to have to be really careful because on Lunatic he hurts like hell. His final ability is Hone Speed, so he gives the speed buff to the slow guy. It's not really that big of a deal. He gets a couple speed. He can probably outspeed some low 20s speed characters, but that's about it. Even then, it's not really that threatening. Oh, I forgot to mention, the top thief has Hone Attack, so he makes Navarre stronger. Still, I don't think it's going to matter that much, because Navarre is actually not that powerful. What you really got to look out for are the two thieves. The two thieves hit really hard, especially the top guy. Going to start off by repositioning, making sure that they have buffs. Mostly Takumi. This isn't really a strategy. This is literally just brute forcing it. So the point of showing this on hard is to just sweep out the map and get an understanding of the map. Nothing else really. That's why I always use my default arena teams. It doesn't really matter. So this guy's gonna attack me. He's gonna hit for 0 because he's low level. Takumi is level 40 plus. Anna, even though she has weapon triangle disadvantage, completely outstats Navarre. Corrin is too slow. Takumi kills this guy. Takumi gets a sing, kills this guy. Anna moves up, kills Navarre, and actually gets kind of low. I didn't actually do any damage calculations, but this is actually kind of scary because he hits me for a lot of damage and then poison strikes me up down to 1 HP. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Poison strike actually does matter. I didn't mention it because it's not really gonna kill you, but it can kill you indirectly if you position incorrectly. So that's tier 3 Navarre. Pretty garbage. Easy map, brute forced. Alright, so Lunatic, equally not a big deal, as you'll see very, very shortly. The idea is to use Cain to take care of Navarre because he has Swordbreaker, Brave Lance, and Weapon Triangle advantage. Unfortunately, my Cain is minus attack, so he's a piece of garbage. But he still gets the job done. Kinda. You'll see what I mean. I have Sakura for ranged heal. I have Physic on her right now, but I probably should have used Mend instead of Physic. And then there's Olivia Gordon. These two are the staples. Olivia Gordon. Gordon's just really good. I don't care what people say about Gordon. I don't care what stupid tier lists say about Gordon. Gordon was always the second best archer next to Takumi until Skill Inheritance came out and until Klein came out. He just deals so much damage. He's got pretty good skills. Like +3 attack is the budget death blow, I guess. Vantage is useful whenever you can actually use it. And I really should talk about the map and not talk about Gordon. And Brave Bow, he was the only Brave Bow user. Nowadays, you can skill inherit, and he's not as good as he used to be. But he's still a really solid unit. I forgot to mention, there's no skill inheritance. I'm not using any skill inheritance. Yeah, so none of these characters have any skill inheritance. So this is really straightforward, the positioning. Sakura moves here and gives him +3 defense. It's a tier 4 Sakura. Olivia's here to give him +4 attack. Tier 4 Olivia. Abel's just there to look nice. Then he's gonna position himself in the forest and lure this guy to attack. This is the only unit that can attack him if you position here. And because Gordon has, you'll see, ridiculous defense, he takes like no damage. Despite Moonbow going off, he still survives with a lot of HP. And then he gets double healed by the cleric and the axe guy. That's why it's annoying. That's why Ardent Sacrifice is annoying. Now this is the problem with using Physic here. If I use Physic here, then I have to heal from this tile. If I had Mend, I would have healed directly from behind him, which would have been better, I think. But, it's not going to matter. This guy gets healed to nearly full, but Gordon's damage is too high. He has 39 attack. It's a plus attack Gordon. So just think about that for a second. If this were not a plus attack Gordon, then this actually wouldn't kill. So if you don't have a plus attack Gordon, it's a tier 4 Gordon. So if you have a tier 5 Gordon, then this is irrelevant. Tier 5 Gordon will always kill. If you don't have plus attack Gordon, then you won't be able to kill this guy because you're only going to deal 21 times 2, which is 42 damage. If you give him Death Blow 2 even, he'll have enough damage to kill, even a tier 4 Gordon. So if you have Gordon, if you don't have Klein, if you have a Brave Bow user, all you need is, what's his attack anyway? 43, right? 43 attack. It's because he steals your stats. That's why he's a little more tanky. 41 attack is all you need to KO this guy. This is overkill. 41 is 2 less damage than this, 4 less damage, I guess. 48 minus 4 is still 44, so you still overkill this guy by 1. Alright, so Brave attack, dead. Now I'm gonna use Physic. Should have used Mend, but, Physic is there, too bad. So I move Olivia there to give the buff, attack buff, make sure that he remains buffed, and then I wait until this guy walks up. Now this guy's really, really powerful. Look at that, 11 damage and then 20 damage. You can ignore the Poison Strike, but even if this were a minus defense Gordon, you lose 3 defense, you would still survive because he hits you twice, 3 bonus damage per attack. So he deals 6 bonus damage. You're still going to have enough HP. Like if you look back a bit, he has 9 HP left, so he's left with 3 HP. If I put Olivia elsewhere, like if Olivia was there and didn't give him the attack buff, it would have been fine if Olivia didn't give him the attack buff, because he's at 29 HP. 29 HP will die no matter what. The cleric decided to heal the axe guy instead, and the axe guy only heals him for 10 HP, so he doesn't actually heal to near full. Even without the attack buff, Gordon would have survived. Now, if Sakura didn't have Physic, Gordon would have more defense to actually work with. It doesn't really matter too much. As long as you survive and as long as you can kill this guy next turn, it's perfectly fine. Gordon is 1 HP, 25-25. So Sing. Gordon tries to attack, 30 damage dealt. And then Abel kills with a quadruple attack, even though he's minus attack. This would deal a lot more damage if he were not minus attack. But Abel actually did something. But, anyone really works here. Like, you can have a... If you have a good Gordon, basically anyone works here. You don't have to use Abel. You can use, like, Sully or something. I think even a tier 3 Sully would kill, because she's got decent attack. She has a Sapphire Lance. And she has Swordbreaker. So even though Navarre greatly outspeeds Sully, Swordbreaker makes it so that Navarre can't double, and the guaranteed double for on Sully will kill him. So there are other characters you can use here. If you don't have Gordon, obviously you can skill inherit a Brave Bow. You can basically use any tanky archer with, I think, 26 or higher defense, preferably. So any, like Takumi, George, Klein all have that much defense, if I recall correctly. Setsuna probably doesn't. But yeah, if you don't have Gordon, you can use those characters. Just give him a Brave Bow. And the reason why you have to use Brave Bow is because the first guy has Bowbreaker. Okay, now the Axe guy is the problem for Gordon. Even though Gordon can basically solo the entire map, almost solo the entire map, the Axe guy is actually the biggest threat. So I actually thought that I would be in trouble here. I looked at his attack, did some calculations. 47 attack with Death Blow ends up being plus 6 damage, so it's 43. 43 minus 30, he has 30 defense, is 1 HP remaining. It's 26 damage. So if he had some kind of defense buff, Sharina, Sakura, whatever, he would have been fine. Even if he had lower than 30 defense. 30 defense is his base defense, neutral defense. But, you know, because this guy's so powerful, you have to really watch out and make sure that Gordon survives, because you can't lose a unit, right? So what I do is I attack with Olivia. I know Gordon's going to survive. Sakura is probably going to die. Obviously, Abel can't do anything here. And we're just going to slowly tick this down, slowly grind this out. Gordon double attacks again, leaves him with 1 HP. How do you like that? Feels good, right? Abel does 0 damage because he's pathetically weak. And Gordon kills him. Now, don't put Gordon in this guy's range. Just be really careful here, because if you know what Gordon's stats are like, he has like negative resist. He's a Shadow Dragon character. Shadow Dragon characters have no resist, and he's definitely the epitome of that. So if you leave him in range of a magic damage dealer, like this guy, like this cleric, you're going to be in big trouble. Now, the cleric is actually pretty tanky too, so be really careful. Don't underestimate this cleric, because the cleric will actually hurt like hell. Gordon attacks the cleric, kills the cleric, and then the map is over. Heal is for SP. Yay, I get 1 SP, even though I'm never going to use her. And that's the map. So a majority of this map was actually just Gordon killing things over and over again. So these two are the MVPs for sure, Olivia and Gordon. I mean, in general, Olivia and Gordon are a really good combo. Any kind of dancer unit with Gordon, especially if they have some kind of attack buff, makes it so Gordon just becomes ridiculously strong. 4 bonus attack at the beginning of each turn. Gordon deals 200% damage every attack. He doesn't outspeed anyone because he's a piece of garbage in terms of speed and resist, but his attack and defense and HP are really good. So he has good extremes on both ends, both good and bad. And then obviously the dance doubles that 200% damage and makes him ridiculously powerful. For your other units, you don't necessarily need to have a healer. You can have someone with Ardent Sacrifice, Reciprocal Aid. You could have a healer if you want. You just got to make sure that Gordon survives if you're going to use him and tank up attacks and, you know, hit things over and over again. The reason I use Sakura over another healer is because of Fortified Defense. I wasn't sure if... This is the first time I did the map, so I wasn't sure if Gordon would be able to deal with this properly. Turns out he can pretty well. Abel, though, on the other hand, like, you may not even want to have Abel, because Abel doesn't really do much. Sully might be better, or another option at least. You can have Donald. Donald has Reciprocal Aid as well, so he can heal. He also has a Brave attack. He also deals a lot of damage because his attack stat is actually pretty high. You can have a red unit to deal with the Axe guy more easily. You can have Cain. Cain kills Navarre really badly as well. Double attack with Brave Weapon. You know, these are all options, and then he kills the Axe user really easily as well. So the options are always there. Like this map, compared to the Michaelis one, and especially compared to the Ursula one, is a lot easier, at least for me. Now, I did try other strategies, and you'll see one of them shortly. And a lot of my strategies didn't work because I couldn't actually deal with the, what do you call it, the shuriken guy in the back there, because he dealt so much damage. But using this team, it worked extremely well. Here's Mr. Emo, 4 stars, beautiful. Okay, so here's the other team. I just had some extra stamina to burn, so I might as well do it. Subaki, Gunter, Cain, and Abel. Subaki goes in range to tank this guy. He has high defense, charges his special. He has Glimmer. I think this one I gave Glimmer, but it really doesn't matter if you have abilities or not, I think. Does it? It might actually matter if you do. So this guy is skill inherited. The other three are not skill inherited. These are the defaults. The only character that's skill inherited in this entire video is Subaki. So I move them into range, and he takes the aggro from the ninja. Now this is where it gets a little bit difficult. Walking up like that is pretty suicidal. Walking up like this is pretty suicidal, but I do it anyway. And the reason is because Cain is actually very strong, and because Abel has Aegis. Now, you have to use Cain and Abel here, because not only is it a Shadow Dragon map, and you're fighting against the Shadow Dragon unit, they have abilities that do really well when they're put into these frontline situations. So normally, Abel would die. Like he would just straight up die, because this guy would just kill him with Moonbow. He has low defense, this guy outspeeds, double attacks him. It's over. But because he has Aegis, then he'll live. And because Cain kills the ninja here, this super ninja with Death Blow doesn't actually deal damage to Abel. So, you know, these guys are bros for life, right? Save each other. And also on top of that, the axe user is blocked now by Cain and doesn't deal enough damage because Cain's defense is pretty high. Subaki just walks up, does almost no damage, and then that should be the end of the turn. So enemy phase, take a look here. This guy attacks with Moon. I keep saying Moonbow. Is it Moonbow? Yeah, it's Moonbow. It's Moonbow, not Bonfire. Moonbow attacks, 10 damage instead of 20, and then 13. So it would have been 33 damage. It would have killed him, but he just saves him. After this guy must die because I can't tank any more attacks. So Cain moves up, kills this guy. Well, kinda. Subaki kills him. 12 damage, so you don't actually need an ability. I was wrong about that. Don't walk Subaki into this range, though, because the axe guy will kill him. And then after that, just move out of the axe guy's range, because these two units can't kill Cain. Cain is too tanky, too powerful, too OP. Alright, so these guys are down here, they're safe. Axe guy moves up to Cain. Oh, what do you know? His ability reduces damage from melee units. So the axe guy can't deal any damage to him. Subaki also does no damage. This is kind of problematic, but luckily he has Wings of Mercy. So he flies away with his wings, walks into Gunter's range, and gets the +6 attack and +6 speed buff next turn. And that'll be enough to take out this guy. Bam bam. Gunter's OP. Gunter's the OP, old veteran, teaching people how to fight, teaching Cavaliers, teaching Paladins how to fight. And what do you know? They're actually going to be really strong. Now, I made a mistake here. I shouldn't have put Subaki in range because there was actually a free tile there for her to attack from. I thought she was going to move up here and be in range of these two, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And then I checked. Let me just rewind this. And then I checked. 17 times 2 doesn't kill the cleric because she's ridiculously tanky for some reason. So I have to move back. I don't want to die to a cleric. That'd be really sad. Even Abel would probably die. So I need her to walk up, and I just need to be in range of her to actually kill her with multiple units. But the map is basically over. Killer Cleric is not going to reach anyone, and she's going to die this turn. She is going to die this turn, right? Yeah, she's going to die this turn. So Abel attacks, Subaki uses swap, puts Cain in range, Brave attack, dead cleric. But that was a really tanky and scary cleric. Don't mess with her. Alright, so that is the Navarre Grand Hero Battle. I went over 2 strategies. Don't count the hard one. One of them is mowing people down with Gordon, machine gun, brave bow. And the second one is using Cavalier units to outmaneuver and to tank specific units with their abilities and just chunk them down slowly. And almost died to the cleric also. Can't forget about that. But as always, the purpose of these videos is not necessarily so that you copy the strategies exactly. If you can, that's great. If you can't, maybe you can figure something out on your own with your own units. Most of the units that I use are not skill inherited. The only one was Subaki. So I'm going to put it on the screen right now. You can see the characters don't have any skills other than their default ones, which means that you don't necessarily need to have skill inheritance to beat the map, but you do need to have certain units. If the units don't work out, try something else. Figure out a strategy that works for you. That's the main point. Various strategies, a variety of different strategies work. A variety of different characters work. I try not to use tier 5 units as well. So if you have tier 5 units that can actually do the job, by all means do it. If you have someone like Effie, Draug, tanky units to tank up their attacks other than the hammer guy, if you have flying units that can take their attacks really easily and then strike back for a one-shot kill, which a lot of flying units can do, by all means do it. What is it, like Cordelia and Hinoka? They both have brave attacks to take out the ninjas. You're gonna have to figure out a way to deal with the axe guy. A mage could work if you just snipe him from afar. Navarre, you just kill him with one of the brave users, one of the lance users. You can kill him with magic as well, because his resist isn't that good either. He's a pretty squishy unit. But yeah, like there's a lot of options. The characters you see on the screen doesn't necessarily mean you have to use them. But hopefully the video and these characters do inspire you to make your own team and to figure out your own strategy to get your own tier 4 Navarre. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. And I'll see you next time for today's arena and future videos. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.
I don't work cheap.